All right, cool. Let's go.
Episode 16?
16.
It is 16, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
How are you,
guest as
Mason?
well.
Oh. Are we starting
First,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
Taught this afternoon.
Yeah, I told you, Friday afternoons are taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in charge now, are you?
Well, no,
Until
it's
Betty's
just
back.
we've got 2 months' time. Me and John are having a battle of the Friday classes.
Oh, yeah.
Friday morning versus
Yeah.
Friday lunchtime.
Yeah,
Nice.
and if you have as many people turn up this morning as you did, then I'll be
Mate,
fine.
no one would turn up and I'd still beat the lunchtime class.
Very disrespectful.
So
I'm
you're all right?
good.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Baby good?
Baby's fine. He just came and watched me teach.
Oh, did he?
So yeah.
that's
Oh, nice. Is that one of the 5 that turned up?
Yeah, and Brooke.
Yeah.
So it was actually 3.
Well, including me. So there was
So
only
it's
actually.
2.
Yeah. No, it wasn't there. It wasn't.
Is it private?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just 1 to 1.
Just me and Koa.
And how are you as a percentage then?
Fine. Oh, actually, yeah, I've had some good news today. So I'd say I'm like 90%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Yay, 90%. That's a good one.
yeah.
Why?
I won't disclose on here.
Oh,
It's to do with work, so I won't.
I was
doing
gonna
the
say,
John
you
as
having a
well, aren't
second?
you?
No,
Baby.
God, no, no. I don't even know if that's physically possible with him being 8 weeks old. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not
Is
going
it?
to find out.
You're doing a John, but in the other direction. John's like, oh, I'm a 50%, but I don't want to talk about it. And you're, I'm a 90%, but I don't want to talk
No,
about
I've
it.
just had some good like work news.
Okay.
So
You got paid?
no, still not.
Fine, cool.
What about you, Samuel?
Yeah, I'm alright. No. Yeah, I'm actually also good. I'm above an 80 for no
Sure.
apparent reason. Just stuff, yeah.
On a high.
I kind of feel like when we spoke the other day, there was a lot going on. And you know where you just have to, like... I was feeling kind of overwhelmed because there's lots of stuff coming up and whatever. And just like sometimes you've just got to have a look at it and say, right, this is the schedule. It's all written down. It's not a big deal. It's just you're busy. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And once you've organised it, all of the same stuff becomes not stressful. There's a lot, but it's good stuff. So that's fine.
Yeah. I always think that the stress will come to an end. That's what I do. I'm just like, one day it'll end.
Yeah. So
When you're retired.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm rocking at about an 85.
Oh, you're not coming up to the 90s?
I might be. Depends.
Okay.
If I have like a cookie or something, I might go up to 90. I don't know.
How long does this 85 last? How long do you think it's gonna last?
Oh, that's a good point. Because normally I'm always about an 80, and these guys kind of say, "Oh, you don't change ever."
Yeah.
So maybe 85 will become
The new norm.
new standard.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so I'm good. John, how are you?
Hopefully 50% isn't John's new normal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Trying to up my training a little bit more, get into a better balance of work and training. But yeah,
I didn't see you at my Friday lunchtime.
Friday lunchtime.
Yeah, so
I don't
obviously-
come to those.
Obviously you're not trying to
I don't
offer
think I've
training.
ever been to them yet. But
See how it is.
I'm going to be training tomorrow. I think I'm covering the classes.
Oh yeah,
you are.
I'm not there. You're not there.
Nor mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm covering.
That's why we're stuck with you.
Sorry guys.
Not us.
Sorry.
Once you listen to this, you'll have had to endure 2 hours of John's teaching.
Just smothers for the whole class. But no, yeah, pretty good. Probably 65, 70%.
Ooh, he's coming
Okay,
up.
pushing numbers.
Coming up a little bit.
Rookie
Yeah.
numbers going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Had some bad food today, so that's probably going to drop
What did
From
you
a-
have?
some cookies
Oh,
and like a chicken tikka slice
Do you have any other cookies?
and a monster.
Kicking
I
about?
actually ate them all.
Because you
so
could get me up to a 90 if you did.
I'm actually starving.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a pack of mini eggs.
Of course you do.
I'm trying to cut sugar out. I'm
Oh,
doing
really?
a no sugar diet. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So
I don't think I could do that.
Good luck with that.
I know it's horrible. It's literally like crack. Like when you have something in the cupboard, I'll open the cupboard, right? And like I haven't eaten sugar all day. I'll open the cupboard and there'll just be like a little Freddo in there or something, and I'm literally like sweating looking at it. Like,
Though it's also because like everything, the way it's structured, like it's hard to find food, especially easy food, quick
Yeah, yeah.
food
Yeah.
if you're out and about.
Yeah.
That's not just
Oh,
that,
yeah.
right?
I think that's where I struggle with work. Like unless I make lunches prior to the start of the week, when I'm doing like a full wrap or something, and I get hungry,
He means
it's just
wrapping
like,
a car, not a
Meal
full
deal.
yeah, meal deal,
McDonald's.
or just down the shop and grab like a slice and like a Monster or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
I know.
Just something quick and
But that's
easy.
the thing, because when I go into shops, you go in there and you're like, oh, I'm going to be healthy, but everything healthy is really expensive.
Yeah,
And then all the, like you say, a meal deal.
Unless you get a salad.
Yeah, but then it's just like that
You
gets
get
me
like
back onto the
sushi.
vegan debate of
yeah.
Don't
Oh,
start.
saying that, we do have a voice note for today.
Do we?
Which will play after we find out how Vic is today, our special guest.
Special guest
BattleSoap.
BattleSoap.
you can introduce him, John, being that.
Vic, the owner of BattleSoap.
Yeah, something
And-
like that.
Yeah. So we met, was it about 7 years ago now, probably?
That
6?
long ago?
Must be about 6.
5 maybe?
Maybe 5 then.
I think
Possibly.
so.
Maybe
What belt was John when you met him?
white.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. Because that was when Ashy
You must still be
had
fat
his.
too.
Not
Yeah.
blue. I think we
No.
might have both been blue belts because that's when I
reckon?
moved down to Salisbury.
Because the comp
Or
against
just
Ashley was
before.
white, wasn't it? White
Yeah.
belt. Yeah. I believe when you versed Ashley at the All Stars, that was white belt.
Yeah, but we didn't speak to each other then.
No. But that was the first time I met you.
You were enemies,
Yeah.
sworn enemies.
Pretty
But we-
much.
and look
For
at you
me, for me, we were.
But
So try and like give us an introduction to
who you are.
who
me.
you are, what you do, and then you can finish with how you are.
Victor Francis, first generation immigrant, project manager for some pretty cool technology in the UK, and jiu-jitsu purple belt now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh yeah, I started BattleSoap
Yep.
3 years ago now.
Yeah, nice.
It's a long time.
Goes
So
quick.
can you give us a kind of a quick overview of your journey into jiu-jitsu, really?
Okay, so I moved here to the UK 2018, I think, to go to university in Nottingham. Was starting to get into like fitness and all that jazz as well. Started MMA because the guy who got me into the gym, he was into MMA as well, and I was like, right, I want to be fit, and it's probably good for me to learn to defend myself a little bit. So I was like, yeah, MMA. Did that for a year.
And where was that? What gym was that?
That's Nottingham Uni.
Oh, okay, like actual at the uni.
Yeah,
Oh,
at
right,
the
cool.
uni. After that, after coming out of uni, got a job in Nottingham, and then did no jiu-jitsu, did striking for about 2 years, moved to Burton-on-Trent, and then I was like, right, I need to do something or else I'll like lose my mind. And there was GB Burton-on-Trent, so yes, I started
Gracie
jiu-jitsu
Barra.
Gracie
at a
Barra.
Gracie Barra gym.
You didn't tell me this, John.
Right.
Whether you
So how do you escape the cult?
Hide in my house and turn the thermostat up. It's warm in my
Not
house
the
all
cult,
the
well,
time.
yeah, no, up north, but the
Oh,
cult.
the cult.
The cult, sorry. the Gracie Barra cult, although it is fucking
I probably had
cold
the
up north
best,
as well, though.
the best escape from GB, moving to Salisbury because I had a girlfriend from Salisbury, so 3 hours away.
But they're there as well, aren't they?
Well,
Gracie-
GB.
Gracie
No,
Barra.
GB Salisbury is new, so
Oh, okay.
Kings was the gym in
Yeah.
Salisbury,
and that's Aiden, isn't
that's
it?
With
probably
Aiden.
the best escape you could have
Yeah.
from GB
Complete
into
opposite.
Kings, 'cause
Yeah.
it's complete opposite. And there was some overlap for me with Kings and GB, so I'd come down to Salisbury, train at Kings, learn all the cool stuff, go back to Burton and just
Nice.
smash everyone. It was good.
So you were training. So introduced in the gi, obviously,
Yep.
GB, and then was Kings predominantly no gi at that point.
Yeah.
And so was that your first introduction into no gi when you went to Kings?
No, so we did both gi and no gi in Burton,
Oh, okay.
but my no gi game just like
Yeah,
went
rocketed.
loads up
Yeah.
once I started.
And so
down
Kings
Salisbury.
was Aiden, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was training under 10th Planet.
Under Will Stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Good guy, Wolfstone.
Yeah, he just competed on Polaris, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to train with Aiden quite a long time ago, like way before Kings, when he was training in Andover. It would have been it's Zion now, isn't it? But it would have been Phoenix then.
He's been around
Yeah.
for quite some time.
Because he used to train with Bernie as well, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Oh, did he? Yeah. So then you moved down to Salisbury,
Yep.
and so when you moved permanently, was that it? Like you were just training at King's,
Yeah, that was it. Just purely no-gi at King's.
and you
And is that what converted you to the no-gi at that point?
You know what? I've got love for both the gi and no-gi. I've just not trained in a gi for ages, so
As soon as someone gets a grip, it's just frustrating
yeah,
now.
I'll probably get smashed in gi with like a good blue belt now.
did you earn your belts no-gi then?
Blue belt, I was training both.
Yeah,
Purple belt, mainly no-gi.
yeah. And where did you get your blue belt?
Burton-on-Trent, so GB Burton.
Under, and then so you got your purple belt under King's.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. And so John was saying at the beginning, like, so competition-wise then, so that was your sort of introduction into jiu-jitsu, and I guess you've just been ticking along, training, say you were switching between up north, coming down, and that, and then so when did you do your first comp?
So my first comp was probably about 6 months in both the gi and no gi in
Yeah.
Burton-on-Trent. So I think my first comp might have been a All-Stars Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my second comp was All-Stars Birmingham, where I took an L in the no-gi to somebody from Newbury BJJ.
So
Ashley Reynolds.
was Ash training at Newbury at the time, was he?
Yeah. So when he first started, we'll get him on and talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
his
yeah.
story. But yeah, he started in Newbury.
Right, okay. Yeah, so how did you get on in that first comp then?
Our first comp, walked away, well, lost in the gi, got bronze in no gi, and I was like, oh my god, 6 months of training.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a big thing for me. Took my medal to class the next day, and my coach was like, okay. Brushed it off. I was like, okay, right, I just need to
Yeah.
keep doing it.
That's
then.
brutal though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
big win, like it's a big personal win, and the guy that's taught you's like, yeah, not good enough for us.
Yeah. It's like an Asian mum. It's like, that's not good enough, third place.
Yeah.
There's 2 better spots than that.
Yeah.
When actually, just turning up to a comp should be, like, that's quite a big deal. And
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
different.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was
To
thinking,
do.
I had a conversation with you the other day, Sam, about people competing. I think I might have mentioned it to you actually, because you said about
Possibly.
Reading was
Yeah.
like at white belt just to turn up to a comp. Like, even if you like, well, you can't really say if you don't want to compete if you don't ever do one, I suppose. But yeah, at white belt to just turn up to a comp just so you can get that whole shitty environment out the way,
Yeah.
or you might thrive in it. I don't like the environment. So
Did you find you thrived in your first comp, or like afterwards you had a drive to do another, or was it like?
So
you
I
took
was
in-
I was doing well in the gym, so I was like, okay, maybe I should sign up to a comp. Turned up like by myself, no coach, no team. Got smashed. I didn't win, but then after I was like, oh yeah, I'll just keep training.
Yeah.
The loss to Ashley definitely motivated me to train a lot more there.
did you know Ash at the time though?
No, not at all.
So that was so you were there
Yeah.
at the Birmingham one, and was there many other Newbury guys there then?
I think we took a pretty big team that
Did you?
day.
Yeah.
There was at least like 8 of us, I think. Because I think Idwell competed, Daisy competed,
That was a big team, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
James Beaumont competed, and then
Yeah,
was sick
Big
outside.
James. He was, yeah, Big James.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So was that your first introduction to the like Newbury guys?
Well, I didn't know who they were
No.
at the time.
Yeah.
So, had that comp with them. Then when I started moving down to Salisbury, they're like, oh, open mat in Newbury. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So,
Because there was a few of you that came down, wasn't
yeah.
there?
And there was Ash, and I think another guy, Johnny, or John? 70 kg-ish. I'm not sure if he trains there anymore.
Maybe.
But yeah, I had a grudge in my heart. Like, they felt it. I was like, right, all out, smash it.
Russian baby.
Time to redeem
It's
yourself.
mad to like the people that can perform in the gym over the people that can perform at comp. Like there's a massive divide, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like, I feel like at competition, I've never been fully comfortable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always that match for either getting silver or bronze where I like go all out. And then once I've secured silver, I've always been like, right, I can chill a little bit now. And then, but you should have that drive for the gold
Yeah,
as well.
no, that's true actually. When there's many stakes.
I just never won
on
a
it.
bronze, but saying that, there's 2 up behind you, so.
Yeah.
The for me, the first match is always like up in the air. I don't
Yeah.
know how this is going to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And then
Could
after
either go
that,
really
you're
good or
settled
really
in,
shit.
and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go now.
That's why I quite like the either sub only or like the round robin ones, because
More opportunity.
I've always done awful. I can't get that first match. I always do awfully in that first match just because I can't.
And I think that's why that competition that you did in
pool, yeah,
worked really well.
Yeah,
it
because I
was many
knew
subs.
that even if I got subbed, I could
Continue.
continue.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sponsor John, don't you?
Yeah.
So what made
this transition into BattleSoap? But did that come about because you sparred and thought this guy fucking
Yeah.
stinks and he's got skin issues? And you thought,
No, not at all.
No.
I met him at the open mat. I'm not sure. Did we meet again between then and
Probably, 'cause
BattleSoap
I
being a
think-
thing?
I think I came down to Kings between them.
Yeah, and just a decent human being. And,
What, this guy?
yeah, it's nice to have decent human beings around you.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
why not?
nice.
So go on to BattleSoap then. So like, you've been training. You're up to blue belt when you started BattleSoap.
Yep.
So what was the thing? What made you? Because that's obviously quite a industry almost to try and break into, isn't it?
Yeah, blue belt training. I think if you train jiu-jitsu long enough, you're gonna see ads for like skincare, soap products, and that kind of thing. I was like, okay, I'll try defense soap. So got that. First of all, it's expensive. Or was expensive at the time, and then I got it, and I was like, really, for the price I paid for this?
Yeah.
And then got some other brands. I was like, this isn't worth what people are saying it is. So I'm like, right, I think I could do this better than what other people are doing. Got in touch with my friend who studies dermatology, or well, training to become a dermatologist, and did my own research. And I was like, right, BattleSoap, and well, it's Frank's BattleSoap
Yeah.
to start with.
And where did that name come from?
So Frank was a old nickname that I had like years ago at an internship, and
Oh, right.
I think it's like trustworthy. So I was like, right, Frank's BattleSoap.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, no,
Yeah. So because it's a strange one, because like I always see there's like 2 brands I would say that are up there at the moment for what you guys do. I won't name the other one because fuck them. But but so then what, like, how, I think it's really interesting, like how did you work out, like I'd say materials, because that's my industry, but like ingredients, like how did you, I know you said you did your research and obviously, but what, yeah, like try and explain it to me. I'm stupid, so just
I'm sure you're not. But yeah, soap is like pretty basic. Soap is just sodium hydroxide and any fat. I think it's trying to figure out what fat you're going to use, and then to give it the properties that you want to be antimicrobial. It's like, right, what am I going to add there? And I was like, Emmy, what natural ingredients can I use to like fight against staph and ringworm and other like bacteria? And she's like, oh, these are the things. And then I'm like, right, what concentrations do I need so that they're not overpowering and like blowing out people's skin, but still effective? So, yeah.
So how did you have to go through like the tests and stuff? As in, like, were you just mixing it up at home on your own at first and then like trying it on yourself, or?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of trial and error at home to
Going and getting ringworm and being like,
just trial and error at home to make sure, like, right, I'm happy with this. There's enough like moisturizing stuff in here. It's not completely drying out my skin. And then
Yeah.
after about 3 months, I'm like, okay, let's take these to the gym. Do you
yeah,
want to try this for
Nice.
me? And
Yeah.
people were like, yeah, tried it, loved it. I'm like, okay, I might be onto something here.
And so now that you sell it, obviously, like in mass sort of thing, did you have to go to like get like the testing side of things and stuff like that? And then you obviously not producing it yourself still, are you? Or are you? You are.
Yep, still making it myself. So yeah, so soap is considered a cosmetic product. So you've got to get a cosmetic product safety report done. So you send off all your ingredients and concentrations, and someone does the analysis, saying right, that's okay to put on skin.
Nice.
And you get a little
And
cert.
how often is that done?
That's only done once you
For you.
like finalize the formulation. Yeah.
Right. So if you ever want to change anything or add a new product,
Gotta
you have
get
to do the
another
same
one
again.
done, yeah.
Nice. Wow. That's quite interesting, to be fair. Yeah. That's cool.
So I imagine, in Fight Club where they have to like go into the liposuction to go steal the fat
Oh, yeah.
to make all the soap. That's how I imagine you like doing your business.
Nah.
Not
No,
like
not stealing any human. That's another thing. Like a lot of companies just use like whatever's the cheapest oil I can find,
Yeah.
and just put it out there. I'm like, oh, here's me with my super expensive, expensive to me, like oils. So like, okay, I could do this cheaper, but it won't be as nice. So
Yeah.
So you said it's not your full-time job then? Like, is that your goal, or is it just a cool thing to have on the side, and if it then turns into something bigger, then that's cool? Or
I think the second option. So
yeah.
right now it's just ticking along. Like it.
you sound like you've got quite a good, cool job.
I
Like,
really like my day job.
Yeah.
But like I've got enough capacity to do BattleSoap at the same time.
Yeah.
So right now BattleSoap's like ticking along and doing okay. I do think it has potential to be bigger, but I probably need someone else to come in and help with that. If anyone wants to help with BattleSoap, get in touch.
Well, it could be a Jude Idiot's battle soap.
If you want
Crossover.
seriously.
Shit.
Yeah.
But
Just so
yeah,
smelly.
right now it's just in the background ticking along.
yeah.
If it takes off, great. If it doesn't, I'm glad it's a thing and
Yeah.
I've done it.
When you first started doing this, what were your like biggest research for skin conditions? Would you say it's ringworm, staph? Is that the two in a jiu-jitsu gym that's like, I don't know, most at risk?
They are the most popular in
Yeah.
combat sports, jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Yeah.
I found like, because obviously I'm not a scientist, so I don't know for sure, but
Are you not?
after the lockdown, it seemed, because everyone was sort of locked away and didn't have that
everyone was really
interaction,
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was suddenly a spike of like skin infections afterwards, just because, I don't know, maybe it's just because we weren't interacting with each other for like a year and a half or whatever it was. There just seemed to be a spike of it.
Yeah. Is it true that staph is like pretty much in all gyms anyway, and it can get in? It only gets in if you get like a cut or something. Is that true?
Yeah, so most people have like these microorganisms on their body.
Yeah.
And yeah, it depends on what your immune system's like as well. Like what's on John's skin might get into my bloodstream, and then yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
want to be
won't be
anywhere
happy
near
with
what's
it.
on John's
That's
skin.
the end there. That's
My-
a downward spiral.
My immune system is just shot, because I know from when I had glandular fever and strep, that just destroyed it. And ever since then, my immune system's been pretty weak. But I've been all right so far.
So quite a lot of people who, not that there's like tons of people who are actively listening to the podcast, but there's quite a few who are regular listeners, and quite a lot of them have, I'd say, probably only relatively recently started training. As someone who we consider to be an expert, but because all of us have been training quite some time, I think it might be a good idea to like, for people who have only just started training and maybe haven't learnt the hard way, let's say, what are some good practice? So when do
Buy
you
BattleSoap.
Yeah, so when do you introduce your BattleSoap into your routine?
Great
Post-training.
question. And BattleSoap's a great product, but I would go out there and say BattleSoap should not be your first line of defense against infection.
Interesting.
Like, get on top of your nutrition, get enough sleep, get vitamin D, take care of your immune system,
And it will take care of you.
and it'll take care of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But you could treat your immune system and your skin to BattleSoap.
You can treat your skin to BattleSoap as an additional protection. Like, I've not had an infection for probably 5-6 years.
So you almost see it like a supplement.
Definitely. It's not a cure-all, but your immune system's the first line of defense. If you're stressed and not sleeping and run down, that's when you're going to get ill.
Interesting.
So
That explains why I was so ill when I didn't sleep for 2 days.
That's it. Yeah, me and you were both ill, weren't we?
Yeah.
We was going through some stressful time. But how dangerous is ringworm?
It depends how long you leave it for. And I know it's not as dangerous as staph left untreated. But yeah, it's not.
Because I feel like ringworm is a bit sort of less... like people are sort of like, oh, it's ringworm, like, you know, but if you leave it untreated, then it can cause you other problems.
You can get ringworm on like your toe or something like that, and that can lead to, well, we can extrapolate to what the worst case is there.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like anything, if it's, you know, left unchecked, can go out of control, right? So,
but like, I don't know, some people see these things and go, oh yeah, it's okay, it'll get sorted. I'm one of those people, I'm rolling with you and I see like a mark on your skin, I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
That was like the first time I ever had staph. I think it was before I had BattleSoap. And I went to the doctors and they instantly was just like, oh, it's just a bite, it'll sort itself out. I was like, okay. Then it didn't get better for like 2 days. And then it was like, it hurts, like, what is it? So then they gave me like, the 4 bites and stuff.
Oh yeah, like a cream, like a
Still didn't do anything, and then I ended up having to go to hospital. I was in there for 2 days, and they ended up having. Well, they said they were going to have to cut it open and stuff, and it was just a nightmare.
Because essentially, staph can kill you, can't it? In the worst.
Yeah. So to separate the two, ringworm is a fungal skin thing, so it's similar to athlete's foot, similar to if you've ever had heat rash or jock itch, stuff like that, and will go away if treated with cream or whatever, whereas staph is a bacterial something. So like you said, doctors will look at an ingrown hair and they'll say, oh, it's a spot, ingrown hair, spider bite, insect bite, all of these things, and often doctors don't understand quite the amount of contact I think grappling involves, right?
But I think it depends on when your doctor's looking at it as well. Like if it's tiny and doesn't look like a pus infected infection, and also if it's not warm to the touch, then they're just making that call, it's a bite and it'll go away.
Do you think we are exposed to it more because like the average GP probably doesn't see it that much, but being in the sort of like grappling world, it gets discussed a lot, doesn't it? Like in people, like almost seems like people that have had staph or like know about it are more qualified almost to go, oh, that's staph than just a general GP sometimes.
I agree with that. Probably if you're seeing it more than
because I know
what happened with Harry as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like Harry had it, didn't he? And then he's just got like an eye for it now because he's had. I think he might have had it more than once. Yeah. So
I think, I don't know if there's research to back it up, but I think if you've already been exposed to it and had a bad time with staph, I think you're potentially susceptible to it again. I don't.
Oh, so you don't build an immunity.
That could be total bullshit. Total bullshit. But from
Vic might be the man to give us the answer there.
I do not have an answer to
it. That's all right. This is honest.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a doctor on next.
Oh, God. I don't think we know any doctors.
Yeah, I don't know any doctors. I reckon Vic knows a doctor.
Yeah, I reckon Vic knows doctors.
She's in London there. Doubt she'll travel all the way out
Lauren's a
here.
doctor, but just not that type of doctor.
Yeah. I'm a doctor in, like, bricks. Self-proclaimed.
It's like on an aeroplane, someone's having a heart attack. Is there a doctor here? Mason's like, step up time.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say my next question, John kind of touched on it, of like, you hear crazy stories about people having a bad time, especially with staph.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a particularly bad experience, or do you know of anyone who's had a bad time? Because it's like it can go from something small and innocuous to having a bad time pretty quickly, right?
Being in hospital.
I think the worst that I know of is I think Chris, who does Grapple Fest.
Mm-hmm.
He got a pretty bad infection recently. In person, people that I interact with, not really. I know one person who probably had it, impetigo, like on their face, and that was it. Yeah, nothing too intense. But yeah, it can go from that small insect bite on your leg to John in the hospital for 2 days, getting your leg cut open and drained, and yeah, it's not nice at
Or a
all.
little drip of antibiotics.
What
Brilliant.
so we say about ringworm and staph. So when your research building up to BattleSoap, what else did you like? What other sort of potential skin conditions, or was there anything else that you did research into?
Oh, things like probably like psoriasis and
Yeah.
What's the other one? Rosacea and things like that as well. Yeah.
And are they skin on skin past?
No, they're more. People tend to just have them.
Yeah.
Those they're not contagious, but you still want something that I think that's one of the one of the like unexpected good things to come out of BattleSoap is that like people who suffered with rosacea be like, oh, I've tried this and it's really helped me out. And I'm like, oh, didn't intend.
Is that
Interesting.
the sort of like eczema-y looking condition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you put specific things into BattleSoap to keep like the moisturize and stuff like that too? Because that's generally known to help with those kinds of conditions.
Yeah,
right?
so the first formulation, we just put the oils in, but after a bit, I was like, right, we need more moisture in there. So shea butter is like the main moisturizing ingredient in the bars at the moment. The shower gels, I'm pretty proud of the shower gels. I think they're perfect. Like, just the formulation, no change required. That is the best product for me.
How many people know the formulation? Are you not allowed to get on a plane together?
No.
Yeah.
If you can hack my devices, you've got it. But it's just me at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, if I die, that's it.
Shit, man.
Goes down with you.
Yeah.
So I get it's a kind of eczema. It gets on my scalp and around my neckline and stuff. My issue is it presents similar to ringworm. So
Ouch.
it's similar to a ring. Obviously, ringworm you can tell because it's a proper ring. You can touch it and it's like there's a ridge and there's a ridge. It's a ring. Whereas mine starts off and it looks exactly like it and it's really itchy, and then it like expands out. But it's difficult because when you're like there with a big red splodge ring on your head,
Nobody wants to roll
and
with
someone's
you.
like, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, yeah, it's eczema. But then equally, someone could potentially be like, "Oh, it's only eczema," when it's not.
I'm
And
sure that
that's
happens
a hard
all
thing,
the
right?
time in jiu-jitsu, depending on what gym you're in.
Yeah.
I'm sure people just go, oh yeah, it's nothing. Or people have stuff and like tape up their legs and then
Yeah.
train anyway. I'm like,
I had an experience the other day. I say I wasn't going to go, I won't go into it but basically I'm quite good at spotting it, and I training and just spotted this guy with it like on his head, and I was like, like, you know what I mean? I just feel a bit like icky about it. I'm just scrolling through because I'm going to find a picture of something that I had that turned out to be
Dr. Vic.
yeah.
What is this?
No, well, it turned out that I'd actually
do I need to do a disclaimer on the pod?
Yeah.
This is not professional medical advice.
I'd caught so I'd been bitten by a tick and I had Lyme's disease.
Oh no.
But I should say, you guys keep talking because this was a while ago and I can't
We're
find
talking
it.
about the marks you had.
Yeah.
A great bit of advice from me would be code JAM10 with BattleSoap. Get
Yeah, well,
yourself
that's the
some
thing,
body
yeah.
wash.
Yeah, definitely. I think people who have struggled with skin, like, you know, anything to do with skin, become quite kind of like attached when they find something that really works
Yeah.
and is good for their skin, because everybody's skin's really different. Some people have dry skin or oily skin or whatever. People do become really attached to specific stuff. So do you get Do you do any marketing actively for BattleSoap, or is it kind of because it's your side hustle? Is it just a case of?
So I think the first couple years of BattleSoap, I was pretty on the Instagram. Recently, with like my day job ramping and moving house and all that, I'm definitely slacking on the Instagram promotion. I'm like, paid ads, please save me. And paid ads have like kept it going, but yeah, I've been slacking definitely on.
Do you get a lot of repeat
BattleSoap.
customers?
Yeah, so as you were saying, when people find something that works for them, they're like, right, this is me, done. And I'm really thankful that those people exist, because yeah, I'm not really pushing it as much as I should be. And yeah.
What made you go down the route of sponsoring people? Because how many people do you sponsor currently?
How many athletes have we got?
Used to be quite a few.
Yeah, I think at the max we got to probably about 17 or something
Really?
like that.
Nice.
But yeah, because I don't have as much time to put into it now, I had to cut back a lot. I'd probably say I'm down to like 10 maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
you still got John.
Yeah,
Still
quality, mate. I'll never get rid of you.
top dog.
It's always in my bio.
Yeah,
It's never gonna
Appreciate
go.
it, man.
link in bio.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Obviously, everyone can't see on the podcast, but I'm just showing that's
We
what.
can stick a picture up on Instagram.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's pretty spicy, isn't it?
and it got
Definitely.
bigger than that. It started out tiny.
But Lyme's disease can be pretty
Well,
serious.
so what happened was they kept sort of sending me off just saying I had ringworm, and then as it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, they were like, maybe it's not now, and then yeah, just trying to find like, because obviously it was slightly smaller there.
It just kept growing.
Yeah.
Which is not good, because with Lyme's disease, time is of the essence, right? So
Definitely.
So weirdly, I don't know how it happened, because they gave me some. So they did a blood test with me, but there's a massive delay with because they did like a skin scrape as well. But I think there's only like, again, I could be completely wrong, but it was quite some time ago. But they had to send it away somewhere, and there's only like one place in the country, I think, that can do it. They call it a I want to say it's like a tropic something test or something. So in case it was like a tropical disease.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's in Southampton.
I think it
isn't
is Southampton.
Yeah, it's a tropical
Yeah.
diseases thing.
But
They
it-
do, so basically, when they can't think of what it is, and doctors come to a bit of a dead end, they basically send stuff there.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was it.
It must
yeah.
be tropical. It must be something we don't know.
Yeah.
that
So
much about.
but I'd already been on the antibiotics for the Lyme's disease, and then by the time the results came back,
They just confirmed it.
they just confirmed it, and and then when I had the next blood test, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're fine. You're on like a negative thing now." So, but I think you always have Lyme's disease. I think once it's in your system, you always have it.
Yeah, like the other stuff you got.
Oh, my herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does BattleSoap help with that?
Yeah, so back to your question about sponsorship.
I'd like to retract.
I think, I don't know, starting a business in jiu-jitsu space, you need athletes to promote it, don't you?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like, right, business brain, I need people to help promote this. But then I know all the people that I reach out to are people I really like.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, you get to help me promote this brand, and I get to help you in whatever little way I can. And I think that's a large part of why it's kept going for so long, because it's not just me running it. Like every month it's like, right, I can give this out to these people.
Momentum kind
and even just being on the Instagram and being like, well, the Instagram, I sound like
The gram.
yeah, you get to see people smash like comps and stuff, and they tag my tiny business in it. I'm like, yeah, well done you.
I think that's the thing about jiu-jitsu as well. It's such like a community. Like when you meet people and you make like friendships, like it's a proper like bond, and people really want to help each other, and they like start following each other, and it's always like checking each other what they're doing out and stuff.
Interesting off of that, like you say, because we always say this about, we think jiu-jitsu is huge, don't we? Because we're doing it all the time. But have you gone out to other martial arts? Because of the jiu-jitsu community actually is quite small, really, in relative. So have you reached out to any other sort of martial arts?
No, not really. No.
And then what about like MMA or anything like that? You are just purely sort of jiu-jitsu based.
Purely driving it down jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Got I think Haley Valentine, who's MMA and jiu-jitsu, so there'll be some crossover there. And then wherever the paid ads feel like dispersing.
So you don't
BattleSoap.
have like loads of Aikido guys buying your stuff. No,
Well, they don't sweat.
Not that I
so-
know.
Yeah.
they just use the force.
Yeah.
Aikido.
What was your thought on Aikido?
Oh, here we go.
I'll quote my old coach Kev Air. There's a place for martial arts like that, and it's usually in books.
I like that.
Yeah, that's about right.
So, how's your? So you said at the moment, I don't think we recorded it, but you said sort of like your jiu-jitsu's taken a little break at the moment, just because of like life and moving and stuff. But what's your thoughts going forward?
So moving to Southampton, jiu-jitsu. So I'm homeless for jiu-jitsu right now. I've not got a gym. But at the start of March, I will be figuring out where I want to train. I think Neon's the closest one to my house, but still don't know if that is where I'll end up. But I think it's good moving gym ever so often. Well,
Mixing
for
it
me, it's been good because move to Salisbury, pick up new stuff, train with you guys, and I know people at Southern Quarter. You just get different looks from different people, and like building your jiu-jitsu. Everyone can like throw pieces at you. It's up to you to like pick which piece suits your game, and like, oh yeah, I really like that. I'll add that in.
Yeah, I guess it increases your exposure, doesn't it? Which is always, a good thing.
I guess that could kind of link to like last week's podcast. We were talking about seminars, and so obviously with your view, you would obviously, are you quite a like sort of like promote seminars? Like you've done like charity open mats, haven't you, and stuff like that?
Yeah, so did I think a couple charity open mats now and one Owen O'Flanagan seminar. I can see the benefit of seminars. Me personally, I don't think I'll learn well off of seminars. I need to sit there with the instructional and like watch the same move 20 times and then go to class and do it and then come back home and watch it again.
Yeah.
This is what we were saying the other day, is that everybody takes things in so differently, and like you can't have a one style fits all for teaching or learning, because it is not. Because the way you just because I struggle to learn things off instructionals. I don't know why. I just
You don't listen
Like
to John
everybody's
Danaher?
No, certainly not after your tirade last week. No, I have to. Yeah.
I've not listened to that episode yet.
okay.
Please tell me you're talking about how him being monotone. And
Yeah, this is.
I said he's
exactly it.
like his voice.
Oh, you set him off with it.
His voice is the most boring thing, and I said he does instructionals for hours and hours, and how anyone has the brain capacity to sit there and listen to it. And also, I touched upon the fact that I think that the fact he wears a rash guard out in public should probably have him locked up.
I'll not comment on the rash guard. I think you should get like some sort of AI voiceover thing that like adds some variance in his tone.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's smart.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
might help.
Filter.
But yeah,
makes him animated.
he's the most boring man in the world. Well, in jiu-jitsu, I should probably say.
What, over Gordon Ryan?
Well, Gordon Ryan's just his like weird little love child, isn't he? I don't really want to get started on him.
We had enough of this last week.
No, that's it. Well, Vic started it.
Picking some big enemies in the jiu-jitsu world.
Did you ever see the picture of when I went to Polaris?
Oh, God.
So Felipe Andrew he wasn't allowed to compete because he failed the steroids test.
Oh, wow.
And Unathletic have the brand with the steroids bag. So I had that bag on, and I was like, "Oh, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture?" Stood next to him like that. John and everyone were like, "You can't." I was like,
I like it,
"Yeah,
bold.
yeah." I was like, "Well, I'm only here once, so." I have called him out, but he hasn't come to the gym yet.
It
So.
was nice being one of the few on jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, any publicity is good, right?
Yeah.
We can turn ourselves into a clickbaity, no substance or clickbait
That's it.
kind of podcast.
2 brown belts and a blue belt.
Yeah.
Trying to be a purple.
You
I
do
hate-
even us out. We're basically purple. We're like a dark purple.
Yeah, and
If you
yeah,
average out.
purple.
Oh, with Vic, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Are
go.
you saying you're purple with Vic now?
No.
Oh.
I just was
You're on par. It's your
stating.
peer, isn't
No,
it?
I was just stating that he's a purple.
Get back in your lane.
Yeah.
You have you have a voice note, John, do you?
Yeah.
Is
but
it
I
to
do
do
want.
Vic or not?
No,
Oh, well.
it's to do with Mason. But I
We've
wanted
got
to
an
get.
old one as well that we need to address.
Oh, yeah, we do. But I wanted to get back on your jiu-jitsu. And is there like any?
How rubbish it is.
He said that really seriously then, didn't he?
But I mean, is in like, what's your favourite sort of techniques at the moment you're enjoying most, even though you've had like 2 months off?
So I really enjoy catching people out with like bullshit submissions in jiu-jitsu.
I see now why you two get on so well.
Yeah, every time I roll with him, he does something new, and I'm like, "What's that?" But my favorite submission right now, I'm calling it the penguin muffler.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has a name, but it's side control, arm under the head, over into the armpit. So I think douchebag grip, some people call that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you step your leg over the arm on your side. So they kind of look like a penguin because both their arms are behind
like,
it. Yeah. And you got a free hand. So just cover
smother.
them up.
Yeah. So nice, and I'd enjoy.
Yeah.
I see. When you are able to get back to training, are you thinking of staying away from the gi, or are you not? You going to go back to the gi as well, or just
Depends
you can take
what
you can get?
gym I join and what the schedule's like. I've got my gi there in vacuum
Gathering
bags,
dust.
vacuum bags right now. Like so, yeah. Depends
So you
what
don't have any
schedule's like.
strong opinions either way. You'll kind of do whatever's there. Or?
I've got beef with people who stall in the gi, especially if there's a 5-minute timer on. Like, what
Yeah.
you doing?
I think you
Read
sent.
your
Yeah, you
message
sent a
out.
good message in. Yeah.
That was a great message.
Yeah.
Some people do it. Like, I don't know. I'm purple belt now. I'm sure there's some brown belt somewhere in the world that might roll against me in the gi, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can't let Vic catch me out with some bullshit." So I'm just gonna hold on to these grips and.
That's what I kind of did with you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had a 5-minute round, and I just sat on top of you
Yeah.
for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Just tried smothering you.
Yeah.
Oh, dick.
I know.
The issue in a gi though is like you can get your grips and just stay there and it'd be super duper boring. But then equally, because you've got the gi, the other person's gi, there's so much potential creativity to go on. Like, I don't know why you would be sat there wasting the opportunity. It's just because they're scared to lose the position or to lose the round. It's
Definitely.
not competition. It's just, yeah.
So would you say off of that, then, like you do steer more towards the no gi, as in like if
But
you
is
had
that-
if you had a
that's stylistic
favour?
though, right?
But I
Not-
don't know if that's because I've just been training
Yeah.
in no gi
Yeah.
for the last 3 years.
Obviously, yeah, it's funny. I haven't trained no gi, like, or rolled no gi for ages. I've just been on this like gi thing, and then in the open mat on Monday,
Yeah.
everyone was like taking their gi off, and I was
Well,
like,
I felt
"Ah."
bad because Chris was there from Basingstoke
Yeah.
and he's all no-gi, and I was just kind of felt bad. And we'd just been to the Ash
Yeah.
Williams seminar. So I
You
wanted
didn't
to try
go.
and get that.
Chris is pretty decent. You didn't go. Oh yeah, I'm in the gi. I'm a little bit safer now.
Well, that's what I did.
He stayed in the gi for like an hour and a half.
That's he's proved my point.
Yeah.
That's what people do. Is gi, man.
John kept calling me out, like, take the gi off, and then I took the gi off, rolled with someone else, and then literally ran and like put it back on again.
No, I wanted to, like, I knew why he was there. Like, I wanted to respect the whatever, even though I haven't trained not in a gi for a long time. But here's what it is. Because I like it, yeah. Like, I'd go back to it. But, like, I'm similar to you. But then our club is probably... I mean, there's a mix, but the
Majority is
lessons...
just, like, pretty chill.
Probably 80% taught in the gi. Something like that. There's at least 2 lessons a week, no gi. Maybe 3.
3, I think.
And then there's the MMA. But, yeah. So, I think part of it is, like, everyone else is in a gi. So you don't want to be the odd one out, because then if you aren't in the gi, you don't have as a lot of people to choose from to train with necessarily at the open mat,
Which is
I don't
kind
know.
of like what you're saying about when you trained at King's. It was no gi, so it was like
Everyone's no gi.
Yeah, so that's like the journey that you take then.
Is there much more to the villain years after?
So what's this
Newbury.
villain is?
I'm cool when I roll, right? When I roll, most of the time, I'm cool until it's time not to be cool. Like, I always roll super chill in the gym, and then sometimes people just turn it up out of nowhere, and I'm like, why? What's the point of this?
No.
And I don't know, I've got probably like 2 good athletic rounds in me. So if you like switch the pace and intensity up, I'm like always right there with you, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'll follow people.
I always
on
have
that.
I always
But
have a beef with
always
that.
start out chilled. Like we roll and it's
Yeah.
chilled all the time. But some
What do you
people,
reckon that is? Like, do you reckon you do something smart and then people feel a bit butthurt about it?
definitely that is definitely it. You catch someone out with some bullshit, and then they go, "Oh, I don't like this," or like they've just got ego from another gym, and like, "Oh, you're my size. I'm gonna try and beat you," and like. Actually, it's harder than you thought it would be. And then they start ramping intensity, and like, okay, we're going there then.
Yeah. So do you find that trickier as a smaller guy, like in this the scale of stuff? Because you're quite good, but you're not a big guy, and I think that's a bit of a curse of the smaller grappler, right?
But big guys do it too. Like I'm small. If I catch a big guy out with some technique, like instantly they start muscling
This
stuff.
is what I mean, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we're like increasing the intensity now. I'm right there with it.
Yeah.
Like I never like back down from even like big guys. I think Pedro Santo, we rolled at one SQ open mat and started out pretty chilled, and then he started ramping the intensity. I'm like, okay, I know you're much bigger than me, but I'm not like gonna not ramp this intensity with you. It was a good round, but in my brain the whole time I'm like, you don't need to use this much energy to roll with me. Like, why?
There's an element of that that's good for your training too, right? When you know, like, you sound very kind of aware. You know when people are escalating and when they're like, you can obviously use that to be like, okay, like my intent for this was to be chill, but now I'm getting the opportunity to train my competitive jiu-jitsu as opposed to my like more relaxed problem solving jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't know. I've been there. I've been that person. Roll with white belt teens, and like they like jump on a toe hold, and my brain I have to be like, oh shit, and like defend it.
Sounds like Mason.
I'm not a teen or a white belt.
Where you do jump on a toe hold
So
like a
I
little
guess
bitch.
maybe no one likes getting caught out, do
No.
they?
No, this is true.
But what weight are you?
Right now, 66 kg.
Ooh.
Is
You
there
guys
any?
would be a good matchup,
Yeah.
actually. You two, yeah.
Is there any like technique that like is a go-to for you for people in the like when you verse them that are in like the 90s?
Shotgun, straight ankle lock.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
equalizer. Doesn't matter how
The
big
small
you are. Get in on the legs.
on the
Simple,
ankle.
ashy, shotgun grip. And that pisses people off too. Because they're like 90, 100 kg
Yeah.
and you like with a
Just
straight
attack their
ankle
foot.
lock. And they're like, come on.
It kind of sounds like you have a talent for poking bears.
I just enjoy catching people out, man. Like that's what makes me happy about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to get you back on the mat with Ashley.
I smash him, mate.
Yeah.
He's my nemesis for the rest of my jiu-jitsu career.
I like the confidence. That's good.
Yeah,
he
so
had
actually,
quite
if
a
you're
bit of time
listening,
off, didn't he?
It's on, baby. It's on.
I've had
John's
2
making
months off,
excuses
so-
for him.
No, I'm just saying he had cancer,
had 2
but like, that's more reason to speak him.
Yeah, but that's your way in.
Is he back training now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been training for a while.
Good.
I think
good?
he's.
Good. I'm coming for him.
Have you
No
got?
excuses,
He,
Ash?
he trains over at Jay Butler's now.
Yeah, with your brother. Have you got any plans to compete again?
Yeah, I need to. So the plan is once I finish the move, find a gym, get my training sorted, maybe end of this year compete. But yeah, when did comms get so expensive?
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. And there's so many. Like,
That's the weird thing. Is like
the
this.
brackets are so small.
Yeah, it's absolutely flooded. You'll pay like well, if you do like a late entry, it can be like nearly £100 to compete, and because there's like 20 million comps on every weekend, you're not guaranteed to always have someone, or you get like 3 people in your bracket, and it's almost a bit disheartening, isn't it?
You'll definitely find that from purple belt and upwards as well, because it's like
Fewer people.
there's just less people, right?
People giving up after blue.
That's right.
Mason hasn't yet.
No,
I'm holding out.
you're still here.
I think once you
Like a
get to
skin
purple,
condition.
you're done. Like you won't quit
No.
at that point.
Well, that's what they say, don't they? There was like, it's your life for a like purple belt is.
You would know, would you, Mason?
I wouldn't know.
But I'm sure I either read or watched a video somewhere where they're like, because the learning curve from white to blue is so steep, and then from blue onwards is less rewarding for the time spent, and that's why people quit.
Yeah, and I think that's quite easy to see as well, because it's quite like it's a bit scary in a way, because you see people start and they get so good so quickly, and you're like, this is amazing. They're like some kind of freak of nature, and then they get to the blue belt like halfway through that, and it peters out a little bit, because that, like you said, it just that's a natural the steepness of the curve is less.
And everyone takes the training wheels off as well when you get to blue belt.
This
So.
is kind of
Just get
ground
smashed.
down.
Yeah.
Gregor had a hard one, didn't he? Because I don't know, some clubs do it, but like when a white belt gets their blue belt, we give them a shark tank. I think it's like, was it 10 minute
10
one?
minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 10
So
minute
there's a
shark
fresh
tank.
person every minute, and it's just absolute beating. And Gregor, bless him, he just got absolutely annihilated.
Yeah,
on
he
his.
did.
And then I think, was it purple? They have to teach something in the class, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
purple
teach your
belt, you
technique.
have to teach technique.
Yeah. Then what do we do for brown? Nothing.
Nothing.
Just put a shitty belt on.
It's one. It has to be the worst belt. Purple has to be the best looking belt.
Yeah, yeah. Purple.
No, I don't agree with that.
No.
I like my brown belt. I feel really comfortable. Not that I think I deserve, so I think a lot of the time you get your belt and you think, oh, cool, am I really there or not? And like that's not what I mean when I say comfortable, but I think a brown belt is, I think because within jiu-jitsu, the brown belt is seen as like a black belt who's just not quite at the black belt, like, and
You're saying
you
he's
can
a black
afford.
He's saying he's a black
No,
belt.
but-
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But there's an element of like you have now kind of put the time and effort in to be considered an advanced player, I guess. And there's something like I feel like the amount of stuff you have to. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the belt where you're at the amount you feel you have to prove to anyone is at the minimum it'll ever be, because when you get a black belt, I think that'll go up again, because you're like, oh, people see me as like an expert now.
Yeah.
When actually it's that whole thing of you get this belt and your actual jiu-jitsu hasn't changed a bit from the day you had the other belt.
Yeah.
And so I think, but it's the way people see the belt. You're like, now I have to come like be the expert, and of course you don't. But I think the brown belt is a bit like being a 4-stripe white belt,
No pressure.
because you're at the top of this particular tank and you're like, cool, I can kind of chill. The brown belt's like that. That's what I mean. I don't mean I'm a black belt and you can all bow to me like a sensei.
Everyone can interpret it how they heard it.
Or I'm Mr. Purple Belt over there.
I've never made any comments. you guys are making all the comments.
I'm going to be an expert in lapel bullshit. That's
you
me.
already are an expert.
I love the lapel bullshit. Just putting lapels wherever and just making it as annoying and frustrating as possible.
Got
I
nice,
think you
got
and
a
Vic
nice
just-
instructional to send you on,
Yeah.
on lapel.
Oh God.
Send it my way.
Is it
Yeah,
by
no
John
worries.
Danaher?
No,
That's a shame.
I'm trying to remember who it's by. But I think it's called Lapel Stuff Everywhere.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
stuff everywhere. That's kind of right up your street.
Yeah.
What belt did you enjoy the most so far?
I think so far purple belt.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you find it like chill?
yeah, I got it. There's no pressure. It was good to get it because it's like a sign that your jiu-jitsu is competent. Like, I still think I'm rubbish at jiu-jitsu because there's probably so much jiu-jitsu I do not know.
Yeah.
But I've got enough to where I'm like, okay, I can, like, survive.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were nearly purple belt when you and I first had a roll, which was a long time ago.
See,
now.
because I was
It's a long
switched
time
on,
ago.
mate. Walked into Newbury and was like, right, I'm
fucking everyone
smashing
up.
everything.
That time, this guy's getting it. No, I thought.
Did you have that same
yeah.
mindset when you came for the charity open mat as well?
I didn't roll for the charity.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
yeah,
you
you
did,
did.
photos,
I was
didn't you?
taking photos and
Yeah.
stuff.
Did you roll at the? Which is the one we
The
went?
Andy Roberts one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You did.
rolled there. That
There's a
Yeah,
nice
that was good.
photo of us. I think I was in like a leg drag or something, pin in the
I
arm.
was stuck
Yeah.
under John.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
chestnut. Yeah.
I spent half my life there. I don't think we rolled there though, because I came there, but I don't think we rolled because there's a few of the Kings guys, and that came down to that one, wasn't there?
That was when you were a white belt.
I was white belt.
Question for you then: what's been your favourite belt?
Blue so far.
Yeah.
White belt for me is a weird one because I spent so long there, like dipping in and out, and
you
I
were
didn't.
long
Yeah,
time
and
white belt.
I didn't really.
Took you a while to understand jiu-jitsu.
No, I just stuff happened and life happened, and I just would train for a while, stop, train for a while, and stop, and then I've came to Newbury, got my blue belt, and then I've
Sticked with
never stopped, if you know what I mean. But yeah, to be stuck at white belt for so long, I think it's why it probably was partly reasons why I kept stopping, if you know what I mean, because I never had any promotions at all. When I turned up to Newbury, I had just a white belt, no stripes, nothing. So, and I think at white belt you kind of need them stripes to keep you,
going, yeah.
And because I didn't have anything, it was almost like, oh, you know, I'm not. But now I'm not really that fussed. Like, it's weird. Like at blue belt, if they didn't give stripes at blue belt, I'd just be like, yeah, like.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure you need them. Well, I don't think you.
Oh, cheers, Sam.
Not specifically you. I don't think you. Like, I think it's a good lesson to learn is to not require them. But I think that does naturally occur sometime during your blue belt, right?
You still need to, like, see your own progress.
Yeah.
So for some people it'll be the stripe. For some people it'll be like, oh yeah, I did better this week against John than I did
Yeah.
the last 2 months.
Or a competition,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, something tangible.
But yeah, for me, blue belt's been. I've really enjoyed it. I think I've seen my most progress personally at blue belt. So
You're definitely a lot better now than you were like 4 months ago.
thanks. I thought you were going to say like 4 years ago,
That's a
but
compliment.
yeah,
It is
I
a
was
compliment.
expecting some kind
I
of
was
an insult.
expecting
a
dig, yeah.
yeah,
Straight compliment.
yeah.
So question, what's your favourite horrible submission?
Oh yeah.
John?
Favourite horrible?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a nice one, but the smother. Just hand straight over the nose
Mother's
and mouth.
milk? Oh, just smother. Where
just-
from? Mount? Side control?
He'll just do it from
Anywhere.
Around
anywhere.
the back, yeah.
He'll do it in the
I do it-
changing rooms if you like.
So
I do
know,
like it from the crucifix because they've got both arms trapped, so they can't defend it. And
Yeah.
you just cover the nose and mouth, and they just start to panic. And they lift up their chin, and then you just go for a choke as well. Either that or going for a rear naked while Kimuran at the same time from the back. That's a fun one because they have to think about defending the arm.
Suitcase Kimura.
Yeah, they have to think about defending that or being choked unconscious.
I like that too.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Say the vaporizer leg lock from but the caveat to that is I got to get there from under the mount or under side control or something, because it's a whole journey of opportunities you have to do other things. When you make the decision in your head at that stage, I'm going to do this to you, and then you escape side control, get to the lockdown, electric chair him, get to stoner control, so there's all these you could
Incremental.
check out at any stage. You're like, no, I'm going to vaporize you from the get-go, and then you get to it, and then you can like get there, and if they're not tapping, you wait
Nice.
because it's all done. That's the end of the line.
Saying that, I did forget about. I'm not sure if it's. I would say it's probably more horrible than the smother, but the what I call the assassin's choke in the gi.
Oh, assassin.
With the,
Bring the lapel round the
from
front.
the crucifix.
No, just from the back.
You can do it from crucifix,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
But I literally just sneak it over the shoulder, pass it over, throw my leg over the head, and just drive it through.
Nice.
1-2 comps with that.
Mason.
I mean, I'm really nice in jiu-jitsu. I don't really have any horrible submissions.
He doesn't have any submissions. That's right.
I'd probably say straight up wrist lock. I love a wrist lock. Yeah. I did one last night actually, and I was like, yeah.
Which
A little smile to your face.
Yeah.
Was it against a
Who did
white
you do it
belt?
to?
No,
Which white belt?
it was Idwell. So
Oh,
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, he hands them out as well. So
Yeah, that's fair.
You, Vic?
I think I answered this already. The that penguin muffler.
the
Oh,
penguin,
yeah.
It's just
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
just having them with their arms like bent back and they can't move.
So are they like this? Or are they like this?
No, up, arms up, and
Yeah,
like
'cause you've come under the
forced
head and
backwards. Yeah, great stuff.
Sam's just doing a really good demonstration of that.
Yeah, sorry, we're not on YouTube yet, so you can't actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a very good, comprehensive
What's it?
demonstration.
The Impaler is another one that's horrible,
Concept.
but not many people. Well, at King's nobody taps to
It's
it.
like an oil check, but like a really nasty oil check.
No, it's what was that? Set up the arm triangle, and instead of going off to the side, you drive your knee into the solar plexus down the middle.
ooh.
Nice.
I might have to try that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, if you're if you're someone that likes subs like that, when someone does a mother's milk on you, you just have to like chalk it, charge it to the game, as Aiden would say.
Yeah, so I'm not very good. Like, I like to dish things out that I despise being done to me.
Yeah, because so me and Sam have
You
got like
motherfucker.
this. We've got like this little battle going on with like calf slices.
Yeah.
And like he'll try and set one up on me. It happened the other day, didn't it?
Yeah.
He was trying to set one up on me for ages, and then he sort of like slept on the fact that he forgot that I knew it as well. So then I like dived into it and caught it, and he was like, "You motherfucker."
The thing is, I try and be like sneaky, but then when he spots me being sneaky, he's like the opposite and just fucking yaks it on. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't tend
Fine.
to do calf slices too much because that's how I blew my knee out.
What, your own knee?
Yeah.
Trying to do it on someone else?
Doing it on Ashley,
Yeah.
like 3 days before a competition.
I'll beat him up for you.
Thank you.
Is this
Listen,
happening?
Ashley, he's coming for you.
Yeah. Is this actually happening yet? I want to see this.
Yeah. We'll make it happen at some
A
point.
thing now.
Yeah.
We got beat.
Jiu-jitsu beef.
This is this is turned into a street beef now.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's his wrestling like?
Oh, non-existent.
Non-existent.
Doesn't exist.
No, I've been loving wrestling recently.
It's good. It's a
Nice.
whole different type of cardio though as well, isn't it?
I hate wrestling.
You just pull guard.
I
You've tried a
hate-
couple of times to stand up. And then you
Yeah.
just sit down.
It's really sweet.
I just
Yeah.
can't stand it. I didn't sign up to do wrestling. I signed up to do jiu-jitsu. So
It's arguably a big part of the game
Well,
you're missing out on.
I don't think the
It's good fun. Once
I don't
you get the
think
hang of it,
my hero
somewhat.
Gracie would say that.
Do you want to do your voice note, John?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause it's for me, and I don't know what it says.
Ooh.
Oh,
Do you
is
have
it?
anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, this is true.
No, nothing else. Thanks for having me on.
No,
I
it's
really
been
appreciate it,
really
and
good.
glad I can help support.
Yeah.
However,
I've been battling it for ages because I wanted to talk about hygiene, and John always would say to me, "No, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it." So
yeah,
you
people
said that
need to
more,
wash
though.
their gis, wash their gym bags,
Yeah.
wash all your stuff,
I think that's a big one. Is your bag?
wash your belt.
yes.
Yeah, your belt.
Well, what do you think on that? How often should you wash your belt? As much as you wash your gi?
I'm no expert, mate, but you should wash your belt.
Yeah,
like,
but
often.
some people say like once a month, don't they? But yeah,
So
I wash
don't-
mine pretty much every time, so don't worry.
So I don't do mine every time, which is because I've got lots of
You're scared it's going to lose
no,
the
I've
magic.
got lots of gis. If I'm training the next day,
Then you're gonna have a wet belt.
Yeah, and so I normally do my belt when there's a gap of at least a day in between training for that
Yeah, that makes
reason. I
sense.
don't have a stash of like comp belt, training belt, all this shit.
Until you get to black belt, then you can have like 6 black belts.
Yeah, you get one with your name on it, and get one with
Right,
you
voice
got-
note.
Yeah, let's do it.
No bare feet on off the mat as well. as well as cleaning.
Oh yeah, that's a standard, right?
Yeah, I don't understand it. You go to comps and you see people walking around just barefoot, and you're like, okay, that's what we're doing now.
Not good.
All right.
Where before we get into the bullshit, so I suspect is
I thought the bullshit has started a long time ago.
where can you just give people where they can go to get the battle soap itself?
Right, so battlesoap.store on the internet.
Nice. And you're on Instagram.
Yeah, at BattleSoap.co. And we got code JAM10 for a discount.
There you go, still exists.
Baby.
Just a quick one.
Yeah, go for it.
What made you change from Frank's just to straight battle soap?
Marketing, mate. Marketing.
Yeah,
It's
so-
just easier to,
Yeah.
just easier.
Okay, yeah. No, I didn't know if there was like a publicity thing or like...
Someone tried to sue you or
Yeah.
something.
No, it was just because it was a lot easier. And a shout out Dan Pitt, who did the logo design and like the branding for it. It was a good change, wasn't it?
I think the logo's really sick.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it's cool.
Dan
Pitt Media.
Dan Pitt, he's from Andover, isn't he?
Yep.
And did he... I know that guy. I know him, but I can't think from where.
Does he do photography as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done a couple of open mats and stuff, I believe, yeah.
Has he? Yeah.
That might be why.
Yes.
Yeah, get at him for all your media needs.
There we go. Right, so here's the voice note.
Here we fucking go.
Dun dun dun.
I just get bullied.
39-year-old purple belt here.
John Harrison.
Just listening to the latest episode. Mason, shut up. We're not all in our 20s. We don't all build houses for a living. Some of us need strength and conditioning just to keep up, just to survive in that shark pool of youth and power. Love you all. Bye.
What, so did you say you don't need strength and conditioning?
I said, I didn't say you don't need it. I just said I don't get the vibe of like this whole jiu-jitsu thing and everyone's saying, oh, to be good at jiu-jitsu, you need to do at least 2 or 3 sessions a week or whatever. And my argument was, if you spent those 2 or 3 sessions actually training, then your knowledge would probably increase. But I'd say it because I am small, like we're both small. I don't think I don't strength and condition, and I don't know if I should get into it.
I think it depends what level. I think it depends what level you're going in at. So I think at the top of the sport where they all have the same knowledge, strength and conditioning is probably going to be a major factor in who comes out on top.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at, but it just came out wrong. Of like, basically, if everyone, like all the black belts and that, be like, yeah, I train X amount of times a week and I lift weights minimum 3 times a week, blah blah blah. But like a white belt, do they really need that? Yeah, exactly. Or a hobbyist, like, do they really need that? Just enjoy your time training jiu-jitsu.
But
Like,
then if you
just
come to
because
the
John
open-
Harrison can't keep up with me, then I'm joking. I love him.
Shots have been fired today.
No, I
So
can't.
Ash getting called out, John getting called
I
out.
had 2 matches for the Jiu-Idiots event.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's right.
I can't
go.
call John out
Yes.
because he absolutely destroys me.
No, it's already happened.
You've
Yeah.
done it now. You can't
That's
take
2
it back.
matches.
Yeah. No, but yeah, fair. Like, I get it. Like, as you get older, keeping your joints moving and stuff like that. But then you could still argue that if you just train.
Don't backtrack now. Tell him if he trained more, he'd be better at jiu-jitsu.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I mean, like if he trained more, he'd be like my level.
There's him saying he's a purple belt again.
Yeah, I know. Right, there you go.
No, I said if he trained more, he'd be a blue belt.
Oh, right. So the other one we've got.
Yeah, go on. Because
I can't believe he's just done that to me.
good to get an opinion on this from Vic. I reckon it's important.
You asked for a voice note the other day. So, yeah. Hi, Lucian here, sandbagging blue belt. My question is, what is the biggest dinosaur that you reckon the podcast could take in a fight? No weapons, just hand-to-hand combat and smothers and shit.
Right, so 2 things. To ignore the actual question, what is a sandbagging blue belt?
In your opinion?
Is that...
No. Go on.
So
Because you made a face when he said
Yeah.
that. Because I knew you'd make a face when he said that.
We understand some people compete and they're really good for their belts. But at the same time, you can't promote yourself in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. No.
So if you've been a blue belt for 5 years and you have 5 years of knowledge at blue belt, you can't give yourself a purple belt. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate when you come up against them in competition, but it is what it is.
But would you say that?
So what does that? What is that? Is that someone who's a white belt, or is that someone who's a blue belt who thinks they should be a
Purple belt.
purple belt?
Yeah.
What is a sandbagging blue
I think
belt?
a sandbagging blue belt, someone who's a
Blue belt.
blue belt who should be purple.
Yeah.
But are you allowed to call yourself that?
No.
No one will call themselves a sandbagger.
Play the clip, John.
Yeah. Anyway, that confused me, and I'm glad it confused. Well, you made a face, so I'm sure it confused you or struck a chord with you.
Just sandbagging is interesting. It's who's that guy who like has loads of years training and then like signed up to a white belt? Shane White.
Oh, the wrestler. Is that the guy?
Somebody
The
with
guy that put
loads
on
of-
Instagram the other day, like, got my first stripe on my white belt. But he's been training for, like, years.
That's sandbagging.
Yeah.
Lucian, if you want to bring us back and tell us, just to clarify what you mean, because I'm confused. Anyway, the dinosaur thing,
T-Rex.
it's hard to say.
No.
Yeah, T-Rex.
Yeah.
I've got that
Straight
kind
ankle
of
lock.
delusional.
I don't know
optimism.
dinosaurs.
You can do it.
4 of us on a T-Rex,
We'll
easy.
figure it out.
We can iron bar those little arms. That wouldn't kill it, but
The thing is, if you think about the size of the dinosaur, the biggest ones are not necessarily the ones that are going to eat you. So you could try and attack it by like
what's
being
wrong
like,
with a really long neck?
well, exactly.
For 4 of us on that neck, easy.
We'd have to link up in order to choke it,
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Like arms together.
to get around its neck.
I
'Cause
wasn't
think
thinking jiu-jitsu at all.
it was like-
I'm like sharp sticks.
To be fair, yeah, he did just say hand to hand. He didn't say, like...
wow,
We did say no weapons, I think.
no
Oh.
weapons. But can you make them there and then? Like, obviously you can't take an AK or a bazooka.
Oh, you're really good at picking up stuff and making an AK, are you?
No, you can't take those things. But if you get in a scrap with a dinosaur and there's a stick and a rock right there, can I chuck the stick and the rock at it?
Well, to be honest, Sam, it's never going to happen because dinosaurs are extinct.
Yeah. Well,
So in that sense, it would be an alligator or a pigeon because that's the closest relatives we have to
yeah.
I'll fuck up a
chickens-
pigeon easy.
yeah,
chickens. Yeah.
Chickens, are little T-Rexes.
Do you think you could take a pigeon?
Well, depends.
Now
if-
there comes a story where he has.
Yeah.
No, so I could
Victor's shaking
kill a
his head.
chicken. Sorry, a pigeon. In fact, I have killed a pigeon. There was one that was attacked by
Oh, no.
either a cat or a fox or something.
Don't forget I'm vegan.
It was outside of... No, you're fucking... It was
A
outside of back
vegan
door.
builder.
Good one. It's about as likely as you having to fight a dinosaur.
You're not vegan, are you?
No.
No.
Yeah, and I had to put it out of its sad little misery. I whacked it on the back of its neck.
Didn't
with
give it the rear naked or
sledgehammer.
anything.
No.
Practice
Did it
anything.
wrestle back? Did you have to pull guard and like?
No, it flattened out. It went to sleep.
Went to pigeon heaven.
It kind of emptied its
R.I.P.
stomach contents and died.
Oh,
Did that
no.
actually happen?
Yeah, all at once though, so it wasn't like in any pain. It just went. But it did do a poo at the same time as it died.
Rest in pieces.
As I think a lot of us do. Anyway, so I think if we teamed up, we could choke out a Diplodocus, and Vic thinks he could single-handedly take on a
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So Ash is going to be no fight then.
Either I get it done or it's not a problem anymore.
yeah, that's
So
a
as
really
you
good
said,
point.
yeah, Ashley's not going to be an issue.
How
Yeah.
much is Ash weigh now?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he's got a bit heavier.
Well, the cancer
Got a
didn't
bit-
help, did
No.
it? So he lost some weight, and then when they said you can eat now, he ate lots, and he got quite big. So I wouldn't have any idea.
now he's got a prescription for weed as well. So he's a happy boy.
Medicinal weed, yeah. There you go, Ash. Good
10th
one.
Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
And he's got a
That's
mullet
right.
now as well.
And he's got a
Does that help? Does that increase your
mullet.
jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
ability?
I
It's
think
like
so.
when these guys put their brown belts on, they think they're like
Legit.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
We think we're special.
The amount of jealousy coming off you right there, Mason.
He's just screaming.
I'm
I
not
want
jealous.
My purple belt.
I'm not jealous of that
It's
poopy
so
belt.
unbecoming of you.
The poopy belt is not the belt I want.
No, that's the best one.
He wants the purple.
I want
Right.
I want the blue.
I
No,
feel
I
like
think
this.
at some point during my blue belt, well, not at some point. I think early on, it wasn't about getting a purple belt anymore. It was just like, where are the gaps in my game? What do I need to work on?
Yeah.
And then, that was it. So wrestling, I needed wrestling because I had none. And then, that was it really.
So
Is there
you
any
did-
like interesting stories you've got from jiu-jitsu like happening from open mats or interesting people you've met through jiu-jitsu?
Interesting people that I've met during jiu-jitsu. Just your beautiful self, John.
Nah.
Stop it.
I don't know. Jiu-jitsu is really good. So again, I moved here to the UK in 2018. No family,
So where did you move?
no
from?
friends. Trinidad and Tobago. So moved here, no family, no friends. Did MMA. My MMA group at uni for a year. That was like my friends and a couple other people from my halls. Then moved to Burton on Trent, knew a buddy, and then my jiu-jitsu teammates became my friends, and I was like, oh, nice, I've got people to talk to now.
That's what I find like amazing. Like anywhere I've gone, jiu-jitsu wise, any club that I've visited, you always meet someone and you just make friends.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, it's amazing sport.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing is that like not everyone, like obviously if you do like team sports or something, you'll go out for drinks with the team or something, but they're not necessarily also your social group. But I find it's very common for jiu-jitsu, even compared to other combat sports. I think jiu-jitsu, I think it's because it's a combat sport, so you get that sense of like quite intense relationship building quickly because it's based on trust, right? But then the people are slightly more relaxed than a boxing class, or let's say, or something.
I think we're all just trauma bonded to each other. Because I don't know, jiu-jitsu, the horrible part of it, it's not nice. And I think we're all just trauma bonded. Like we all know what it's like to be stuck in bottom side control for 4 minutes and can't move.
I was literally in a position the other day, and someone had my arm, and they were going like inverting to try and like armbar me, and I like forced my head against their arse crack, and I was just like, literally for the split second in my head, I was like, what am I doing? Like, but you wouldn't understand that unless you were either into like some weird bondage shit or train jiu-jitsu. So
Which is kind of the same thing.
yeah. We all put a suit on and go and touch each other.
Sometimes it's loose suit and sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe loose, sometimes maybe tight. Yeah. I think we should probably call it there because otherwise
This could go off track.
the train is going to go off the tracks.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate
No,
it.
thank you.
And
Thank you for coming.
I definitely think this is it's got potential to go places, and yeah, it'll be good to see where it is in the next 2-3 years or so.
Nice. Thank you
definitely.
very much for coming. We'll definitely have to do round 2 at some point, especially if
Get
people
Ash
have
on.
Yeah.
questions. Yeah, we can do like
Yeah.
a pre-fight scrum with you and Ashley.
Thing is, I don't think we've rolled with each other for years, so he's got no idea what game I'll bring, and I've got no idea what game he'll bring.
He
to
hasn't
it.
really got a game, to be honest.
I'll
I'll just keep digging because I've known him since like the year 2.
Yeah,
I'll
bless
just
him.
give him shit all the time.
Right, thank you, Vic.
Thank
and
you.
everyone go buy some BattleSoap.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. That was a good one today.